Go and say or leave, it don't mean nothing. Find me a hearse, only way you're winning this if I'm dead. But it comes around, the karma's waiting, and I know that you'll get what you deserve. The more I try to run, the less that I can.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Dadrick here, starting a new series about the wild world of PDH. Episode 1 here is going to be about timeless witness. We're going to touch on things that are unique or interesting to pauper PDH. Every so often, there's no real schedule to it. First up is timeless witness. Now, that might not seem super interesting, right? It's just an eternal witness with eternalize. But the thing about eternalize and its cousin embalm is that there is only one legendary creature. Temet Vizier of Nakramun. White, blue, human's cleric, 2/2. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, target creature token you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Embalm, 3 blue, white. Now Embalm brings it back as a creature token. Eternalize brings it back as a token, except it's a 4/4. So Temet, you could play it, it could die, you could bring it back, you get a token, it'll go back in the command zone, and then if you try to play it again, you're just going to kill your token, right? The token is still legendary. So there's nothing too terribly interesting there. Now you could get around that in EDH if you wanted to make an army of Temet Vizier of Nakramuns. But it's not even that great of a card. So I don't think anybody's out there trying to build the Temet Vizier of Nakramun army. But I could be wrong. In pauper EDH, however, we get 7 options for our commander, none of which are legendary, which means we can play the creature, sack the creature, eternalize or embalm the creature, and then play the creature again from the command zone. And now we have 2 copies of it, right? So that's another thing that's hard to come by in pauper EDH is copies, right? There's not a ton of copies. There's a handful of uncommon copy effects, but it's not easy to get to multiple copies of the same creature. So we got Oketra's Attendant, which is a flying 3/3 with cycling. Labyrinth Guardian, which is an illusion, has that illusion sacrifice clause to it. Aven Wind Guide, creature tokens you control have flying and vigilance. Sinus Striker gets +1/-1 until end of turn. Trueheart Duelist can block an additional creature each combat. Timeless Witness returns a card from your graveyard to your hand. And Sunscorched Champion. When Sunscorched Champion enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to its power. So it's clear that there is really only one option here if we wanted to do this cute little trick, is Timeless Witness. Right, so we cast Timeless Witness, we get a card back from our graveyard. It dies, we block, we fight, we sacrifice it to an Ashnod's Altar or a Metamorphosis or something, anything, and then we can eternalize it. And then we get a 4/4 copy. We get another card back from our graveyard. And our Timeless Witness is back in the command zone, ready to be cast again. And you can end up with an army of 4/4s this way. Because in pauper EDH, your commander does not have to be legendary. So I have a deck list. You can see the link. The link is there. And the QR code is also there if that's easier for you. But we're just going to touch on some concepts. I'm not going to post the whole deck because it's still messy. It's not a finished deck. It's just sort of a bunch of ideas thrown together. So this is Timeless Witness Brew. It's like a control deck. Tempo, I don't know what you'd call it. It's a fog deck, kind of. It's a foggy deck. We use the fogs to stay alive. We use the fight spells to kill problem creatures. And we use Timeless Witness to cycle through all of it. We get to cast everything a bunch of times. There's like a really loose, like proliferate poison engine because you can, Timeless Witness back your proliferate cards. You get counters occasionally. So it's just a small proliferate package. Plus some of the proliferate cards are just kind of like, okay, decent cards. And, right, so like Smell Fear is a fight card with proliferate. Thirsting Roots is you get a basic land with proliferate. Carnivorous Canopy can destroy a flyer and give you proliferate. But this is sort of like the main idea, right? So we get two populate cards, which are kind of the best, right? Druid's Deliverance just lets you keep playing Druid's Deliverance and making a 4/4, right? You eternalize the Timeless Witness. Druid's Deliverance Populate the token, make the token, get the Druid's Deliverance back in your hand, and you can cast it. You can fog everybody, every turn, every combat step, right, and keep making 4/4s. Horncaller's Chant is the other option. It costs 8 and puts its own 4/4 on the battlefield with trample. So you'll get 8 power, and you'll get the Druid's Deliverance or the Horncaller's Chant back. It's not bad, but it's like it costs 8, right? It's an 8 drop. So I don't play it. I don't think it made the list, but it's an option. Prize Fight is one of the better fight mechanics. We use Fight because it's green. We don't have like a ton of direct damage, and we kind of want our Eternal Witness to die. A lot of good cards in Pauper EDH are X2s, so fighting with our 2/1 is fine. And since we want it dead, that's great. So Prize Fight gives us a treasure token for our efforts, helps us ramp, helps us keep moving through the deck. We touched on the poison. Here's another list of fog effects: Tangle, Pause for Reflection, Moment's Peace, Fog, Proper, Haze of Pollen, Lull, Hunter's Ambush. They're all fine, right? The second row cards is just like other good, decent stuff. Thermokarst, you could blow up a bunch of lands, get it back, right? There's different things that are good, especially on the competitive side. There's a lot of decks that like enchant their lands so they can untap them and generate a ton of mana. So having some amount of land destruction is good, and being able to rebuy it is even better. Universal Solvent. Green is not great at killing creatures outright, right? Like black, there's a lot of like destroy target non-creature permanent or like destroy artifact enchantment. So you can destroy a lot of those, but you can't hit creatures so well. So we have some of these like Universal Solvents, Scour from Existent type cards that are colorless, and you can get them back from your graveyard with Timeless Witness. They're expensive, right? So ramping is a big deal in the deck, but ideally we'll be able to block and fight our way to keep the board relatively clean and fog our way to the later turns where we have enough mana to like play a key Scour from Existence, right? And we're not as afraid necessarily of counterspells because again we're trying to cast these cards multiple times anyways, right? So if they counterspell our fight spell, like that sucks, but if we get a second one off, then we get a third one back because we get a new Timeless Witness, and it sort of allows us to outvalue some of the blue decks in a sense, because they draw cards, which is great, but they're drawing random cards. We're picking up key cards from our graveyard whenever we want. That's our advantage. Ominous Parcel and Ninja's Kunai, sort of the same thing as like Universal Solvent. They target creatures, some direct damage. They go to the graveyard, you can get them back, try again. Monvolia Acid Moss is a ramp spell that destroys a land, and Yavimai Elder is just sort of a cute little like get some mana, draw a card, he's a body. Just a good, decent card to bring back if you got nothing else to do. These are maybe better cards individually. On an individual level, these cards are better. Avenging Druid is a ramp spell that mills you, and we want mill cards so we have more options, right? Our graveyard is sort of an extension of our hand in this deck. So Avenging Druid, if it connects, it mills, gets a land in play, loads up your graveyard with options. Primal Growth lets you sacrifice your Witness to get 2 mana. Llanowar Druid, you can sack it to untap your forest. You could Timeless Witness it back to set up to do it again. Gaia's Touch, we're in mono green. I don't know if you want to play it. You can if you don't, but it lets you ramp a little bit. You get extra force in your hand. You could play an extra force to turn. A little extra speed. Elvish Skysweeper can pick off a flyer and be brought back. Metamorphosis obviously sacks your Timeless Witness, generates 5 mana. You can't sack at the token. The token does not have a mana value. But the Timeless Witness proper will generate 5 mana. You also can't use Metamorphosis mana to eternalize. It's not a great card in the deck, but you can use it for. You got 5 mana to do other stuff with. Since eternalize is an activated ability. And Devoted Druid is a good elf. Has a lot of combo lines if you want to go combo with the deck. A lot of the combos in green are like make infinite mana or make infinite creatures. They don't like directly finish the game without some help. So Devoted Druid is just kind of here as like you could play combos. Dance of the Tumbleweeds is cool. It ramps and it makes a big body. And if we play it again and again, we can make a bigger and bigger body. So, yeah, why not? Careful Cultivation. You can discard it to make your Llanowar Elves, bring it back. Discard it to make your Llanowar Elves, or you can just put it on like a Pilipala or something as a ramp spell. You got options. Bonder's Ornament is a draw spell. Just a good card to fill out the deck. Ashnod's Altar, you can sacrifice your Timeless Witness, extra pieces to generate mana. Timeless Witness, ideally, is going to be getting very expensive. So you're going to need some help. Priest of Titania, there's a good number of elves that I like for the deck. So Priest of Titania is in. It's not going to be making 30 and 40 mana, but it'll make 6, probably, if the game's going okay. After that, it's sort of like open. This is a mess because these are options. These are like your mill package, right? Your sort of card velocity, as I like to touch on. Mulch, Commune with the Gods, some Dredge, Rebel Belt Maverick is cool with the Surveil, and then the +1/+1 counter. Right, these cards all pretty much do the same thing. You look at the top X number of cards, you put a creature, an enchantment, a land, whatever into your hand, and the rest go in the yard. Similar to Avenging Druid, your graveyard is an extension of your hand. So we want to put cards in our graveyard. We want to draw cards. Like everybody likes drawing cards. So this is what I'm looking at to use in that department. Now, do you need it? I'm not sure yet. I haven't play tested the deck a bunch. I just sort of like built the concept. Maybe you only really need one good card in the graveyard, so you don't need to be like digging a bunch because you already have your Timeless Witness. Like it starts basically in hand, so maybe we don't have to dig a whole lot. Like the Dredge is probably extra. Maybe like Mulch is fine because it can get multiple lands, but some of this other stuff is unnecessary. And lastly, the last thing I looked at, which might be cool, might not be cool, I don't know. Sort of like going deep. If you want to go deep, go deep. But Slime Against Humanity is intriguing to me because Timeless Witness can get it back, right? That's one of the problems with a Slime Against Humanity deck is that you're going to run out of slimes. You're not going to, it's hard to draw cards in green. You're going to run out of slimes. But if I can, with some regularity, Timeless Witness back a Slime Against Humanity, like I have more slimes than other Slime Against Humanity decks. And I can build more and more slime tokens. And maybe that's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's just casual. I don't know. But it's interesting, and surrounding here just like the other oozes and changelings and other things you can put in the deck, right? So that's Timeless Witness for Pauper PDH. That's my brew. I think it's cool because of, the fact that you can use Eternalize in a way that you can't use in EDH. Right? You can use it to generate an army of 4/4s and beat your opponents with them, right? As you, fog your way to turn 30 because it's going to take forever, right? You can't do that. Even if you could do it, even if there was a legendary creature, right, in Pauper EDH that could do what Timeless Witness, or in EDH that could do what Timeless Witness does, they would legend rule themselves, so it wouldn't work. So that's, the first entry in my compendium of weird things about Pauper EDH. Timeless Witness, Eternalize, Army. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any other thoughts, any other cool, fun things that we can look at, go over. I got a few more in the queue, so comment, like on the deck, on YouTube, whatever. Y'all have a good one.
Love when I'm bleeding, taking away everything but breathing. No, I can't stay. You rip me to pieces. I see that you